Good morning, Bulldogs. This is Mr. De Silva, and you're listening to Bulldog Underground.
Welcome back, everyone, to episode 2 of the Bulldogs Underground. We appreciate it a lot for the love and support for the first episode. We really appreciate it a lot. And today we have a new segment called In the Dawghouse with Mr. Roberts.
Mr. Roberts!
The one and only Mr. Roberts.
He's going to be our first interviewee of this season, so we hope you guys enjoy it. And let's get into
give it a
it.
good applause.
Hey, Bulldogs! Welcome back. Okay, so this week we have a different segment, and basically it's our first interview of this season. Ooh. And we have one and only Mr. Roberts.
What up, Mr. Roberts?
Hello, everyone.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm happy to be here.
Happy to have you.
Yeah, and if you guys can tell, we're missing one of our crew
One of our crew.
Yeah. One of our crew members. Madison's over there on the side enjoying her oatmeal.
Hey!
What's up?
But, let's get into this interview. Mr. Roberts, how'd you like the first episode?
Oh, I thought it was great. I wanted to be prepared knowing that I was coming in here, so I actually listened to it the other day while I was cutting the lawn.
Oh,
that's nice.
Okay.
That's nice.
It's great. You guys did a great job. It's awesome.
Thank you.
What do you think about our dynamic? I feel like we've heard a lot of feedback saying that we're like an odd group just because we're very balanced.
No, I don't think so.
No?
I thought there was a good balance of everyone involved.
Personalities.
Good personalities.
Yeah.
You did great.
Okay, so I'll go in with our first question.
All right.
Is it true that you had long hair and you're smiling? You already know where this is going.
Everyone talks about my hair, whether it was long or whether it was
nice.
or whatever.
It was really nice back then.
And you liked heavy metal. Were you You were hardcore.
Yeah, I loved it, and I still do. You know.
What's your favorite band?
I just went to see Metallica this summer twice.
Oh.
Is Metallica your favorite?
Yeah, I would say
they're so good.
Yeah.
So like you wake up, that's the first thing you turn on the radio?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Really?
Do you listen to that when you get ready to school? Do you listen to
Imagine Mr. Roberts.
Yes. I get ready for school at like 5:30 in the morning in the dark, trying not to wake up my family.
That would be even better, with the hardcore music.
But I had a full-on mullet and everything. It was awesome.
Wow.
Jeez. Did you ever win best hair?
Oh yeah, but everyone had hair like that. This was like in the 80s.
Oh yeah,
I think we all have seen the picture of the yearbook.
The yearbook picture.
Yeah, that was a really good picture.
The picture in the yearbook's not the best one. Like
it doesn't do the hair justice.
Oh really?
So there are others floating around out there.
Since you liked Metallica or like rock in general, did you ever play an instrument?
I tried to, when I thought I was going to be a rock star. I tried to play the guitar. I tried to play the bass guitar, and it's just really hard, and so I gave up.
Wow. You gave up.
Do you still have your guitar?
Yeah. No, but I do have a guitar that one of my friends gave to me, but I don't know how to play it.
Oh, come on.
That's one of those things that it's always been in the back of my mind, like learn how to play it, watch YouTube, take lessons.
I actually want to learn how to play the guitar. I'm taking that class next semester. I'm gonna teach. If I learn, I'm gonna teach you.
It's very
don't worry.
It's very fun.
Sounds good.
What about your son? Has he picked up now?
No, he. My son and my wife do not like heavy metal music.
Oh, they do not.
So I make a point of, like, when they're in the car and a song comes on that I like, I make a point of turning it up loud and singing.
Just to get on.
And then they all yell and scream and tell me to turn it down. Eventually, when he gets older, he'll like it, I'm sure.
What music do they like? Are they more country?
No, my wife likes whatever's, like, popular, like pop, whatever's popular at the time, And Ryan, he listens to whatever we listen to.
What grade is he in? How old is he?
He's 8 years old. He's in
8. Oh my God.
He's still young.
Yeah.
Does he play any sports, Mr. Roberts?
No, well, right now he's taking tennis lessons.
Ooh, that's really good.
Yeah,
start him young.
And we did soccer for a while. And stuff
best sport.
Like that. So, he just wants to play video games, though. Like, he wants to be on his computer or his iPad and play video games.
All right.
That's nice. Well, I'll go with the next question, Mr. Roberts, is how does it feel to teach at the school you graduated from?
I mean, it's been so long that, this is my 26th year as a teacher, so it's been so long.
26?
Wow.
That's someone's, whole life.
But in the beginning, it was really weird, and it wasn't like, it wasn't like I planned on coming back to Bunnell. Like I didn't say I need to go back and teach at Bunnell, but they offered me a job. So
that's
I
nice.
interviewed here and I interviewed in Milford, and Milford never called me back, and Bunnell
They're
did.
lost.
So,
Yeah.
They're lost.
They're lost.
Yep.
So here I am.
We got the best.
Yeah, and I've been here ever since. So.
Following up with Kevin's question, how has Bunnell changed since you graduated?
I mean, I was at Bunnell, it was 1988 to 1992, and it was, I mean, physically the buildings changed. They did a huge renovation right around the time I was leaving. So, like, the library used to be in the rooms right across from guidance. You know how there are those rooms now
Really?
that have that,
Really?
like, sloped ceiling?
With the walls and everything?
So, like, the D wing,
that
so Mazda.
Yeah.
The walls weren't there. It was
Oh.
one big open room, and that was the library.
Oh.
And that wing that the library's in now wasn't even there. They added that
Really?
on.
So the portals weren't there or anything?
No portables,
Wow.
nothing like that. But it was cool. Like we could walk, like in between classes, we could, if I had to go from B wing to C wing, you just walked outside and, walked down to
Yeah.
C wing, walked in,
Wow.
all the doors were unlocked. Like,
Oh,
there was
yeah.
no, like,
Nice.
security concerns really.
Yeah.
Times have changed.
But also, population wise, I mean, Bunnell is so diverse right now, and it was not diverse at all when I was here. Like, there was no real student diversity at all, So it's really, like, Bunnell now, I think, so much better reflects the town of Stratford than it did
Yeah.
back then.
I agree.
I agree.
It's hard to imagine that though.
Yeah.
It's like, you can't even,
Wait,
It's
Mr.
hard.
Roberts, how many students were there, like, back
Yeah,
then?
like,
I don't remember, to be honest with you. I don't know. I mean, it was probably around 1,000.
Because,
Wow.
like,
In
this year, we have a
total.
lot of kids right now, but now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
like,
There was a time in the early 2000s where we were like pushing close to 1,500 kids, and I
Really?
think we're somewhere around 1,100 now. I think.
yeah.
But-
I thought our senior class was the biggest until
Yeah.
the pep rally. We saw juniors there.
yep.
They're huge.
They're big
I
and
thought we did.
hyped.
It's a big class. So yeah, talking about your years here at Bunnell, if you could go back into time, specifically as a student at Bunnell, what would you do different, if there's anything?
Oh, I would. There's so much I would do different, but
Like-
yeah, I would just get involved. I didn't get involved in anything. I got a job my freshman year down at Stop and Shop. And it was one of those things. My dad was like, "Well, are you going to do any sports?" And I was like, "Absolutely not. It's
Yeah.
not my thing." And he's like, "So what are you going to do? Are you going to join clubs and everything?" And I was like, "No."
Was it like
You had the
that?
mindset.
He
You
was
had
like,
the
so,
mindset of
yeah.
getting
So my
money.
dad was like, "Get a job then." And
Yeah.
that's what I did.
Was it-
and I just worked all the time.
Yeah. Was it like that stereotype where it's like, if you're involved, like you're not cool? Was that a thing back then or no?
Yeah, I mean, it might have been, but I was either too, I just didn't know what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I was too, insecure and shy to, I didn't really put myself out there
Yeah.
much. So that's what I would do differently.
That makes
Okay.
sense.
is there a certain sport you like to watch or play, perhaps?
I mean, I like to watch some football. I like to watch some baseball, but I don't follow any of them religiously.
Yeah.
Around playoff times, I'll put some on and everything. But,
Yeah.
there's I joke around with my kids. I know some of you might have heard the stories of me playing sports. And it
Yeah, I think I've heard it.
Never went well.
Yeah, you're not like a big sports guy. That's what
never
I've
went
heard.
well for me. It was tough, but yeah. So
Well, Mr. Roberts, when you first became a teacher at Bunnell, how was it? Like, your first year? Was it awkwardly, seeing, kids?
Nostalgic, awkward.
Yeah.
yeah, it was a lot of the teachers that I had were still here, so
Oh.
it was weird being
Their
their
coworker.
colleague,
Yeah.
and becoming their colleague. But they were great. Everyone was super welcoming and everything like that. Students might not realize this, but being a teacher is really hard. And that first year, I was drowning. I was underwater.
Nervous.
I mean, I used to have to go at 11 o'clock at night. I would be at a convenience store in Milford making copies for 10 cents a copy
wow.
because I couldn't I wasn't organized enough to get it all done ahead of time and everything. So I was just it's such an overwhelming job, and that first year is just survival, just trying to get through it all every day.
Yeah.
Now, was it Dr. Dowling? Was she your president? I mean,
Principal.
No,
she wasn't your president.
she
yeah,
was not
but-
my president.
Wait, I
But
think
principal.
No, my first principal was a guy named Ed Schuck, who was a long-time principal. When I was a student here, he was an assistant principal, and then he became the principal. And he was phenomenal. I mean, he's really the reason I got the job, you know, because he helped me through that interview process.
Yeah.
And, I was doing some long-term sub jobs here at Bunnell, and he would come up and observe me and give me tips and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
that's nice.
he was super, super helpful, especially to a new teacher.
That's very
Yeah.
nice.
That's good.
Speaking of teaching, as your first year, out of all the classes you teach at Bunnell, which is your favorite?
I mean, I like them all because they're different, but I love teaching the AP US history because it's, I get to go, in depth with a lot of the history stuff that I just love. So
Yeah.
It's a fun class.
yeah, I mean, I think so. I don't know if the kids.
No,
say
yeah,
that,
I
but
thought it was. We took it.
Yeah.
I took it my sophomore year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really good. All the stories and
Yeah.
Well,
you just make it cinematic in some way. This is
Yeah.
very fun.
All that it is a story. Like American
Yeah.
history is a story, and if you approach it that way, to me, it just makes more sense. And I try to tell it that way. Because everything is connected, everything ties together somehow. So if you tell it that way, it flows better in my mind.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I have international relations with you next
Oh, that's
semester.
so
Same
How,
exciting.
what is that
Oh,
class?
Same here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We're going to talk. It's foreign policy essentially. What makes up foreign policy? What are the tools of foreign policy? And then we get into really international issues and current issues and stuff.
I'm excited.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
cool. Oh,
excited
that's
for
great.
that one.
Yeah.
I am too.
Well, honestly, I don't know if you know this, Mr. Roberts, but last year, I had you for civics.
I'm aware.
And
I'm aware.
that was one of my favorite class last year, to be honest.
Okay, but wait a minute.
Was it
No,
your
let's-
favorite class
no.
with Kevin?
We know why it was your favorite class.
Why
No,
was
because
it,
it
why
was
was
you.
it your
You
favorite
sat
class?
with your group of friends, and you
boy.
you basically fooled around all the time.
But I
You
did
had
my work.
fun-
You agreed,
had
though.
Fun. You got your work
Boo.
done. You did.
Come on.
So you're
It was a
telling
great
me
time.
that it was your favorite class because you were really engaged with civics and you were really intrigued by
I
the
like
subject
civics.
matter.
What
I
did you
learned a
learn?
lot.
What's
What did
one
you
thing
learn?
you learned in civics that you remember?
The First Amendment.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's the
He
First
knows the
Amendment?
Guys, that's last year. All right, we don't talk about.
Sorry, KB, I'm giving you a hard time.
Oh, yep.
Sorry.
You listened to the first episode.
KB.
Yep, KB.
I dropped the KB.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Lovely.
and what were your plans after Bunnell? So, what college did you go? How was?
I went to Central Connecticut State University up in New Britain, and it turned out to be great. I had no idea what I wanted to do. I walked out of high school and not convinced I'm going to college and I'm going to do this or do that or be a teacher. I wasn't even really thinking that. I put 10 minutes worth of thought into my college selection process.
Oh, wow.
And I don't recommend that.
Yeah.
I watch all these students who are stressing
Eeny,
out
meeny,
about
miny, moe?
college, and it really was. It
Really?
was my mom was on my case, and she's like, "You got to apply to college," and I was like,
Yeah.
"Okay, I'll apply to Southern." And my mom was like, "You can't just apply to one," and so I applied to Sacred Heart and Central. And then my dad came in again, and he was like, "Well, if you go to Southern or Sacred Heart, you're going to commute," and so then I went to Central. And that was it. So I wish I had put a little more thought into it, but I got a chance to do that a few years later. I was going to grad school, so I took a leave of absence from teaching for a year, and I did a full-on college search of where I wanted to go and what program and where I wanted to end up.
How was the college life back then? Is it different than now?
I mean, I spent my time in the library. I don't know what other people
wow.
think,
Oh, yeah.
That's
Is
right.
that true?
Friday nights in the library, man.
Studying, listening to
Really,
rock.
Mr. Roberts?
That's the place
All
to
right,
be.
Mr. Roberts.
It was actually a hard transition after college because I couldn't just go to the library. So I started spending my Friday nights at the New Haven Public Library and stuff like that. It was amazing.
A library man. He's a library.
I don't know
man.
if you believe me or not.
I'm not so sure.
We'll take your word for it.
What these guys are
We trust
saying
you,
is
though.
he's that dorky that it might be true.
No, I don't
What
think
major
that.
did you study, or did you go to?
Yeah, what did you major in?
I majored in history and education. So
I see.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, going back to teaching, a lot of people don't know, but Mr. Koch was a history teacher.
yes, he was.
All right, so what's your favorite memory with Mr. Koch as a history teacher?
Mr. Koch is right there.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, a little controversial.
So Mr. Koch, yeah, this is... I wasn't going to talk about this.
No.
No, you
we
can
will-
bash him. We
Yeah,
won't
we
tell
talk
him.
about
We
it.
won't tell him.
He's not here.
He's not here. We won't tell him.
So Mr. Koch came into Bunnell as a history teacher, and we became friends pretty quickly. He was, he was in the room right above mine. My room was downstairs. It was the last room on the B wing on the right-hand side there, and Mr. Koch was right above me. And so you guys have seen my classroom. It's not the most decorated classroom out there,
It's a history classroom.
Yeah, and it's just I'm not great at that stuff, I guess. And Mr. Koch's room was amazing. It was just filled wall to wall with all historical stuff, historical memorabilia and stuff like that. It was an awesome room. He put so much effort into it. It was great. But I would say there was so much stuff in there that every once in a while I would tell a kid if they went up to talk to him or something, I'd ask them just steal me something. And so they would, and they'd take little things.
Some real students.
Yeah,
right
I'd
there.
put them in my classroom, and then he'd come down to talk after school or something. He'd be like, where'd that come from? But then I'll tell you this story, and I don't know if I should because I don't want to get fired. But
Oh boy.
so one day I'm teaching my class, and remember, Mr. Koch was in the room above me. You guys could edit this out, right?
Yeah.
We got you. Okay. I don't want to get anyone in trouble, but so I'm teaching class, and I'm up there doing my thing, and I'm lecturing or something.
Teaching history.
And I'm thinking I'm interesting, and everyone's paying
You're
attention to me. And all of a sudden, everyone starts laughing, and I'm like, "What's going on?" And you do, as a teacher, once in a while, get these moments of nerves, like, "Wait a minute, are they laughing at me or something?" And I look, everyone's looking out the window, and there's this rope coming down from above.
There's no way.
No,
Oh my God.
And there's a little stuffed teddy bear. He's dressed as a patriot, like a Minuteman from the Revolutionary War. And there's a sign taped to him that says, "Don't listen to Roberts." And so everyone's dying. I reach out and I grab it, and we pull it in, and then I held that bear for ransom for a little while. That was fun. So yeah, we had a lot of fun that, And then he became the boss,
So who would
and the fun ended.
Oh man.
who would you say who won the prank wars?
I mean, I don't know if there was actually a winner. It was just something we
Back and
did.
forth.
What is one thing
I
you
don't
did
know.
to get back?
I don't know if I could top that.
Well, yeah.
What's
Give that,
something
we'll
you
give
did?
we'll
Oh,
give
it's
Tati.
a tie. Let's
You know
say
what?
it's a tie.
I don't know if he remembers this, but he had a nice nameplate on his desk once that said Mr. Koch, and I had a kid nab that for me. And it was down, and I had it on my desk for a week and a half or so before I think he noticed it was gone, and so that was fun. But yeah,
Yeah.
So we had some fun.
Well, I wish I was there to see that, to
That'd
be
be fun.
honest.
Yeah, what year was this? What class
Oh
was
God,
this?
I don't know. This is I was teaching. It was probably around 2008, 2009.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I was 2
somewhere
years
around
old, Mr. Roberts.
there.
I was a
God,
baby.
We're old.
You were
Yeah.
learning how to walk.
Yeah.
So
Well, okay, go Baron.
outside from school and teaching,
Mm-hmm.
everyone who had you knows a certain story, and I want to get your opinion on it. So what do you think of horses? And please explain your answer.
Okay. Horses are mean, disgusting, vile creatures, and I will never be convinced otherwise.
Why though?
Okay, so
I love my horse.
I
My horse is very
The way he
sweet.
stared at you.
you got to be careful.
He's like, come on.
They're mean.
Well,
and
my
they
my
will
grandpa has sold a couple of our horses because of that. They'll
Yeah.
bite each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Guatemala, I have a horse.
Okay.
We have our little farm. Yeah.
No, see, now I'm worried about you. Now I'm worried. So I'll give you the short version because when I do tell this in class, it tends to be a little long and dramatic.
The whole
and
class.
drawn out, But I was a kid and we went on vacation to Ireland, and I was maybe 10 years old or something, 10, 11 years old. And the whole time we were there, I was begging to go horseback riding. And my mom was saying no. And I've never cared about horses. I never wanted to go horseback riding before, but everywhere we went in Ireland, there were farms with signs that said horseback riding. So it sounded fun, and I begged, and then finally my mom gave in, and we all went down to this farm, and I got this horse. And as we're going along, my horse wouldn't go. It wasn't listening to my commands. And so there was one point where I was sort of the last one in line, and everyone's going up this hill, and I couldn't get my horse to go up the hill. So, they all sort of keep going and forget that I'm even there, and I get my horse to go like that. You give it a little kick.
A little tap.
Yeah, and I was getting nervous because everyone was gone, and so my horse just took off, and I went I lost my grip on the reins. I was like holding on to the horse like by his neck. And,
Oh my god.
and eventually the guides caught up to us. We went flying past everyone.
Yeah, so they left you and you ended up in front of them.
And when my horse stopped, I wasn't holding on to anything, so I went flying over his head.
No, I'm
landed
not
flat on
laughing.
my back. It's
Wait.
okay. It's okay.
Mr. Roberts, I have like a similar like
My
story
uncle
like
did
that.
too.
Like
Well,
I actually.
So when I got back on the horse, and there's a whole story about that because I was like, I'm not getting on that thing. But, when I got on the horse, we're going along trying to get out of there, and my father was behind me now, and his horse started going wild, and it ended up biting me on the shoulder.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So
That must have hurt.
Wait.
so these horses, they weren't nice.
Do you have a scar from it?
No, it was just like you've seen the horse teeth. Like
It's just like,
yeah, it was like a big clamp.
Oh my god.
I haven't. Not.
So yeah, people seem to enjoy that story of me getting hurt.
No, it's not because you're
enjoy
getting
it.
hurt. It's just like picturing
You're
it.
a good
It's like
storyteller. You're a good storyteller.
it's just like imagining Mr. Roberts getting like bit by a horse. Is just it's something you would never think of.
That's a short version. Like the in-class version you might have heard is a lot more.
Yeah,
dramatic.
detail, a little bit more
Yeah.
detail.
Yeah.
Well, getting to know Mr. Roberts a little bit better, we know that you're a big Star Wars fan.
I am.
Yep.
Yes.
So, what's your favorite movie out of all of them?
Well, it has to be The Empire Strikes Back. But I will say that out of any of the new movies, Rogue One is the best of the new movies. So, yeah.
Well, I don't really like the first, like, the new movies. I'd rather the OG ones, like the back in the days movie.
Yeah, I agree with that. I like them all because I agree.
I'll get hate, but I've never watched a Star
Me either.
Wars movie.
I started
It's
watching
okay.
like 2 years
No,
ago
no.
during COVID. I was like, I'm bored, so I started watching the whole movie, like the first one to the last
Oh,
one.
that's cool.
I'm
I
more
know
of
there's
a
like
Hunger
a
Games
certain
girl.
order of them. Do you recommend
Yep.
like starting from
Yep,
one
Madison's
to the
agreeing.
end, or
Yeah, I
like
would.
the
That's
order?
what I would do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I started pretty off, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So we hope you guys enjoyed it. This was our first interviewer of the season, Mr. Roberts.
Mr.
Give it
Mr.
up.
Roberts, thank you for being
Thank
here.
you. What did you
Yeah,
think?
thank you for having me. This was great. It was a lot of fun, and it's you guys are doing a great job.
People's
Thank
gonna
you.
love you. A lot of people are gonna love you.
It's his
Mr.
first
Roberts.
time seeing the dungeon, so
Yeah, it's cool
Yep.
down there.
be on the lookout. Maybe you can come see the dungeon too.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you very
Thank you guys
much,
for
Mr.
listening.
Roberts.
I'll see you guys.
Bye.
Have a good day. Bye, everyone.
Mr. Roberts was great, guys.
What did
I
you
love
guys
that
learn
interview.
about him?
That was a good interview. I didn't know he had like the like rock metal and stuff. I did not know that.
I did not know his child was 8.
Yeah.
I thought he was grown. That's why I was asking about the guitar. If
I
he
was
could
like,
play.
no way.
In my head, he's like has a whole degree in college and everything. No, whole time he's like in elementary, middle school.
Yeah.
Yeah. I loved hearing about the prank wars with Koch too.
I
Like,
didn't know
what?
about that.
Why?
I did not know about that.
I don't know why, but history, like looking at Koch's office and knowing that he used to be like a social studies history teacher, it just makes so much sense.
He
Like,
just looks like a history teacher.
yeah, he totally like his office is like filled with like all those like
Because he
All
showed
artifacts and
he
everything.
showed
Yeah.
Madison
Oh,
and I
God.
a picture of his old room.
mm-hmm.
It was very history. Let me tell you that. Let me tell
I
you
didn't
that.
know
American
he was a
flag
big
everywhere.
Star Wars fan.
I didn't
thought
know
he
that
was-
either.
Well, I knew he liked it. I was not sure if he was like a big fan.
When you said that you kind of like binge watched Star Wars like during COVID, I
Yeah.
did that same thing. I didn't really like any of the old movies like you did. I like the new
No.
ones.
Oh no.
I'm more of a Hunger
I'm
Games.
stuck with the OG
But I
movies.
think it's just
They're
because
so
what's
much
his name?
better.
Hayden Christen, the guy who plays Anakin.
Yeah.
He's so hot.
No idea
Oh,
who
okay.
that
Oh my
is.
god.
And that's
Well,
the only reason why I
alright.
liked it.
Because you think Roberts, you think horse. That's something new
That's
I learned
true.
about him. I
So
know
funny
you
story.
guys knew he liked Star Wars, but I didn't. So that's something new. I didn't.
He has
Wow.
like the lightsaber, like a meter stick.
I
It's pinned
haven't
as a
been in his
lightsaber.
class since like sophomore
Yeah,
year.
that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, and I'm a senior now, so that's a while.
I had him last year.
Yeah.
Really good guy. Like
So
pretend.
now we have a new segment that we're gonna jump into. It's called Digging for Bones.
Digging for
What?
bones.
Digging for the bones.
You guys better like that name because I thought about it. Okay.
And this is a segment where we're gonna take the opportunity to highlight local businesses and just get those small businesses out there. But for our first local business, I'm gonna have a couple clues and we're gonna see if my teammates
Let's see.
can guess it.
All right.
Okay.
We'll see.
All right, let's see it.
So throw guesses out there, guys. Okay.
All right.
All right, let's
Okay. And this is where I work. So
Is it like a food place?
hold on. Let me see the first.
Okay.
one.
Getting ahead
Yeah, I
of
was,
themselves.
I thought I was going first.
Okay, so the first one. I work with kids ranging 4 months to 12-year-olds.
Okay, so
That
I'm
young?
thinking like Stratford Rec because a lot of people like Aunt Benel work for the Stratford Recreation Department.
Daycare?
No.
Yeah, like after school.
Okay,
I think
second
daycare.
one. We offer shakes and drinks.
I'm trying to go
Sure.
like free.
Not free.
Shakes.
Okay, next one.
All right, next one. Go on.
We show movies.
What?
Whoa, movies. What is that? Like,
So
Kids.
movies,
School?
shakes,
like
and kids.
School?
School?
In school, imagine.
Nah, keep going.
And some people ride bikes while we're there.
What?
All right. Do you
This is
wait?
going
Hold on. Do
everywhere.
you work out? Like, can people work out there? Like,
I don't know.
weights?
Let's give the fourth one. I mean the fifth one. And we offer mentoring and tutoring.
Why
It
does it
sounds
sound
like a
so
school.
weird?
But the bike thing takes it out of school.
Like I'm thinking it's a restaurant at first because of the shakes and stuff.
Is it like
Yeah.
where you can work out? Can you work out there? All right. Can you give it like a hint, like the first letter of the?
I'm not giving you the
Is it in
first letter.
Stratford?
But it's
It's in
very,
Stratford, it
it's
has to
very,
be.
it's in Stratford. It's very popular with high school students.
High school students going to where you mentor and
All right.
tutor little
Hold on.
kids.
Do I go there?
Do you?
Did you-
Do you go there? I don't know.
All right. so-
Madison, what's your
I
guess?
I don't know. It sounds like that's so weird because like when I hear the shakes and stuff,
Hold on.
movies, so I'm thinking like, oh, a movie theater, and then you said they ride bikes there, and that's like so random.
Wait. Let me guess. Is it?
Wait. Madison, what's your guess? We'll each take a solid
Is
guess.
it the mall? Because like you can do a
In
lot of
Stratford,
different
in
things.
Stratford.
Oh,
We don't have a mall, Madison,
Nope.
unfortunately.
is it like a plaza?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay, Vera, what do you think?
Do they bike to there or they bike in that place?
I don't know. Take a guess.
All right.
Groceries? Walmart.
No. Kevin, what do you think?
Well, they do have bike stuff at Walmart.
Yeah, okay.
And
Yeah.
shakes.
All right. So shakes,
I don't know about the movies.
bikes,
Yeah.
movies, and you take care of kids.
I can't
So
imagine Daphne
I'm
working
gonna
at
like
Walmart.
I'm
sorry.
guessing like a gym, a workout place.
Oh, a gym.
Okay, I work at the Edge Fitness.
Wait, was it right?
All right.
Yes, you were great. Good job.
All right.
The one time.
I
Good
work
guess.
at the one next to BJ's, and I work in Edge Kids, so I am working with the kids. But sometimes you probably see me at the front. So yeah, I think it's a very diverse place where everyone goes to, get, stress off of them. A lot of
Definitely.
there's
Get
a bunch
swole.
of high school
Wait.
get swole. And
Definitely.
there's two things I want to point out. There is a free 3-day guest pass. If you go on their website and just sign up, put in an email, you'll have a free 3-day guest pass. And now there's a fall flash sale where you can join for $1. So make sure to use up that opportunity.
That's so cool.
Or one only?
Yeah, huh?
One only?
One.
Just
$1?
$1. One singular dollar.
For how long? Like,
Depends the membership you sign up for.
I see, well.
Yep.
So Daphne, after you work, can you work out?
I
Before or
can,
after?
because I get my free membership from them.
Okay. All right.
Free.
I didn't know
Alright.
they did food.
Probably
I didn't
I
know
might
they
go.
like provide food and stuff.
We make nutritional shakes, like
Ew.
protein shakes, immune boosters, all that.
Well,
Yep.
that sounds good.
Free gym membership and you get paid.
If you,
That's good.
yep.
That's good there.
Basically. Okay, so let's go into our outro. First, we want to highlight 2 teams. Madison can start us off with the first one.
Okay, special team shout out. Well, they're technically 2 teams, but to the boys and girls cross country, they had their final home
Yo.
competition, senior night thing.
Meet,
So
final meet.
congratulations to them. That's so amazing.
very good.
guys.
Yes, and of course, the big one is the boys Benel soccer team beat Stratford High.
Yup.
Yeah, okay. Ooh.
A strong
Unsurprising.
score of 9-0.
9 to none.
Like
9
zero.
0.
Yes.
Good job,
Our
Bulldogs.
town rivals once again beat them 9-0. What can I say?
9-0.
9-0. I think
It's just how it is. It's just how it
that
is.
does the talking.
It's just how it is.
That really does.
That does the talking.
There's a lot of
So
talking.
for a week recap, let's start off with girls volleyball.
So, girls volleyball, 2 games coming up. We have October 16th at New Milford, 6:30 away. And we have a home game against Massac at 6 p.m. October 18th. Be there.
Okay,
That's a good game. Both
Alright.
teams are really good.
With boys soccer and girls soccer, we got the 14th. We got against Stratford High again, but this time for the trophy, town
The town
trophy.
cup.
I like
Yep.
the trophy right now.
well,
well,
9 to none. It's secure, basically.
Yeah, I think we're still gonna win. Doesn't
Sorta.
matter. But we play home at. So girls play at 1 to 3, and boys play to 3 to 5. So be there.
1 to 5, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
to
right.
support
Yeah.
both teams.
Yeah, it's both teams, but yeah, be there and support us, and let's get that trophy, guys.
That'll be fun.
Yep. And also, Joe Barlow, the 17th, home too at 6 p.m. Be there too.
Yeah.
Support the
That was a
boys.
good game.
All right.
And then, once again, want to remind you guys, this Friday is the second home game of the season for football. It's a neon out. We're playing Bethel, and, just show out, dripped out in your neon.
It's fun.
Yep.
Very fun to be there.
Be ready for the dog pound.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever you want. Whatever
Yep.
you want. Has to be neon.
It has to be neon. If not,
Be square.
sit with your mama.
Bye-bye.
Sit with your mama. But yeah. So that was this week's second episode.
Very fun.
Peace.
Bye, guys.
Out.
Thank you guys so much.
Bulldog Underground is an original Frank Scott Bonnell production, and all thoughts and opinions are expressly those of the participants. The title theme, Beneath the Pipes, was arranged and recorded by G. James Miller at Frank Scott Bonnell High School. This episode was made and produced by Julia Murphy and may not be copied or duplicated without authorized consent.